Alright, so I've had a couple people ask about this pedal, which is the Montreal Assembly Count to 5 pedal. There's a couple things I use it for, but mainly I use it for kind of creating a background pad or creating a mood for whatever jam I'm doing. So mode 3, this is the mode switch. There's 3 positions. Down position is mode 3. The cube switch here is for quantizing. So see how there's a long light? Here, let me do it again here with my other hand. So when you turn it on, it's going to be unquantized, but I use the octaves and fifths. So if you hit it up once after you turn it on, see how it's just one short blip? And I'll turn it back so you can see the long blip. That's how you know you're back at the beginning of quantization. Whatever. So I'm putting it back on fifths and octaves, and then the expression switch here, E, is, so obviously that's mix. You got 1, 2, 3 record heads. You can go plus or minus 1 octave. Below noon it's reverse, above noon it's forward. And this will activate 1, 2, or all 3 heads at the same time. And yeah, there are situations where I might only use one or two of the 3 heads. So right now I'll just use all 3. So let's just set these. Obviously at noon is pretty low since it goes from -1 octave to +1 octave. So let's just play a note. So what I do here is, so you don't get the transients, I'll play the note first, and then this left foot switch is momentary recording. And I think it's an 8-second loop you get in this mode. So what I'll do is I'll hit the note, record with the momentary switch, and then let go before the note is completely gone. Okay. So you're not going to hear a lot now because it's all pretty low, so let's give a little more volume here. Here, let's just turn the one head on. So right now we're only using this one. So obviously you can have a little fun playing around with the knobs, but that's not really what I use it for. So what you can do is you can layer on that. So again, we're just using the one head here. We'll add these in at a different point. So I just played an A note there, so let me get this back. Let's make it minor. So that second note comes in. It's a little intrusive until you get your pad put together, but alright, let's add a second head in here with some reverse. Starting to get some moodiness. Now I am recording, let's see here, I've got my EQ and compression on. Only thing I've got on is the Tomcat Cloudy, which is just adding a little reverb and a little bit of the Spectral Madness processing, but really what you're hearing is the count to 5 here, and I'll add in a little effects here before this is done. I'm going out of an Iridium into this Roland Go Livecast. And I'm playing my Jaguar and just the neck pickup. Alright, let's add in the third head here. See how full it sounds. So now we're getting pretty moody. So this is where I'll typically start to add in the effects and see what sounds like what. Lately I've been liking the Thermae a lot, so let's say, you know what? Let's not add in the Thermae. Let's add in the Microcosm. This is a preset on the mosaic effect I'm using. And then from there I just continue to build until I'm ready, and then I let you know. I'm sure if you're watching this, I'm sure you watch my other videos. I just like to goof around and play leads over stuff like this. Alright, so I just added in the Therme. I do have a MXR clone looper here. Sometimes I'll play a rhythm like this over it and record a little rhythm. In fact, let's try that. Make sure I got nothing in here. Alright, so now we're getting somewhere. Alright, I'm going to add in the DM101 and the Ultra Tap. Again, I'm not using any of these in super extroverted ways. I'm just layering them together. And then I also, the last one I'm going to add in here, just so you can hear everything I normally use, is the Chase Bliss Habit, which I am using on mode 1A for the modifiers, which is giving me some pitch shifting. And then for my lead, I'm just going to use the Sunface NKT Red Dot Low Gain, because with this Jaguar, if you put on the neck pickup and the strangle switch, it's like the perfect kind of lo-fi, space cowboy crap. And then, of course, you know, to wrap it up, you can have whatever fun you like. But that's how I like to use the Montreal assembly count to 5. It just is kind of the foundation for all my little jams. I usually build a little pad like this, and sometimes I do other things, and who knows, maybe I'll make another video on the other uses I have for this. But this thing is not some sort of random noise machine. It's easy to make random weird noises on it, but I think it really is a great, probably the best thing I've used to create a non-repetitive pad. It still kind of gives you that impression that it's evolving, especially if I just took out one of the octaves there, the forward octave, and it just kind of allows you to shape the pad as, you know, whatever music you're playing sees fit. So this has no doubt already got its own reputation for what it does, but I see way too many reviews on it where they talk about how it's just this random chaos machine, when it really is a great ambient machine. And this is only one way of using it in mode 3. This is a strangely deep pedal for what it is. So there you go. For those that have asked about this pedal before, that's how I like to use it. That's how I use it probably 90% of the time. So hopefully you find a use for one, because this is really, I have a hard time calling it a sleeper because it's been around a while now and it's pretty well known. But I don't know, I don't see enough, and based on the questions my little channel gets, obviously there's, I don't want to say enough understanding about how to use it, but not enough people that want to maybe take the chance on messing with one based on what they're seeing online. I would definitely suggest take the chance on one, because you can get one of these really inexpensively right now, and it can do a lot for the footprint it has. A lot of these major Supro pedals take up way too much real estate for what they do. This one never will. You'll always find a use for it. So there you go. Ask any more questions if you have them. I'll be happy to respond. Have a good one.